Good morning, ma'am. I'm Samir Raipure. I am in B section and my roll number is 192268. Okay, so I'm making this video in order to explain my project, and the title of my project is Contactless Automatic Sensor Tap. So before that, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to make a project all by myself. Thank you, Rama ma'am. Okay, so now let us get into my project. Okay, so the title of my project, as I've said earlier, is Contactless Automatic Sensor Tap, which is self-explanatory itself. Okay, so let me give some context. So as we all know that presently our country is fighting a battle with COVID-19. Many people are losing their lives. I myself, living in India, uh, in Nagpur region, I have faced a lot of relatives who have succumbed to COVID-19, but we should stay strong. But this is not about that. So let us say that a person in these difficult times comes to your home. So the first thing that you ask the person to do is go to wherever your sink is located or wherever your bathroom is located and wash their hands. In that process, if they wash their hands, what they actually do is that they touch the tap for washing their hands or for asking for the water to flow. Okay, so in that case, what happens is that there is a chance of spreading COVID-19, because a person who is touching the tap, if he is infected, and if a person who is completely healthy touches, then there is a possibility that the healthy person can get COVID-19. So how do we prevent it? So in my project, what I have done is that I have taken, let us first of all go to the circuit diagram. I have taken a PIR sensor. So this PIR sensor, whenever something comes into its range, let us start simulating. Whenever something, ma'am, comes into the PIR sensor's range, then this servo motor that you can see here, this servo motor, it starts rotating, and whenever it comes out of the range, this servo motor rotates again and comes to normal. Okay, so if we are able to connect a tap to this servo motor, then we can have a functioning contactless automatic sensor tap. Okay, so speaking of 3D models, I have one here. So this is not the apparatus that would be there. This would be in a very miniaturized form, maybe in this box right here. As you can see that there is a box here, this would be in this box, and this red colored dome, it would most probably be the LED. Okay, so what would happen is that if I come into this vicinity, of the PIR sensor, let us say that maybe there is a hole and the PIR sensor is taking readings from here. If I come in this vicinity, then the water will start flowing and I would be able to wash my hands. As soon as I remove my hand or I move over here, so the water would stop flowing. So this is a very efficient way. Okay, now we are using this for washing our hands, and our primary concern is to prevent the physical touching and the flow of coronavirus. But this can also be used for water saving. Okay, because as we all know, ma'am, when we are brushing our teeth, okay, so when we are actually using the brush, sometimes the water is on, and this leads to a lot of wastage. For short amount of time it is not that visible, but for longer amount of time we can completely see the wastage that has occurred. Okay, so as soon as you remove the brush from the region, then the water stops flowing and helps to conserve more water. Okay, now I have spoken about my project. Now let us go to the function of it. So as I've already said that the primary function, and this is a PIR sensor which can be used, the PIR sensor and servo motor can be used for PIR sensor and the servo motor can be used for multiple things. In this particular case, we are using it as a contactless automatic sensor tap. Another thing that we can use it as is, let us say that this is a sanitizer dispenser, okay, and we put our hand over here and sanitizer flows in. So that might also be the case. Another purpose is not at all related to flowing water or sanitizer. Let us say that we use this same device, this box and this red light and the PIR sensor, and put it in front of our yard or our lawn. Then we would be able to know if someone is present there. We can connect buzzers or wires to it, and hence we would be able to know if someone has come into our house. Okay, so these are the applications. Okay, now let us understand the circuit map. So as we can see, this is connected, matlab the simulation has started. So as I've already displayed, this is a PIR sensor, and let us say that this thing is our hand, okay, and we are out of the vicinity of the PIR sensor's range. What if I go inside? As we can see that the servo motor, it rotates. Now due to the rotation of the servo motor, we'll connect the tap over here and the water would start flowing. As our hand is there, we want the water to start flowing, and the LED is also glowing in order to demonstrate that yes, the water is flowing. So if in any case the servo motor has stopped, we would come to know as the PIR would detect and the LED would start burning, but the servo motor would not work, and we would come to know that the servo motor is faulty. Okay, now what we can see is that the servo motor is continuously on and the water is running. Now let us say that if I go away or stop washing my hands, then we can see the servo motor would come back to its original position and the water would stop flowing. Okay, so same case, if I'm washing my toothbrush and I want some water on my toothbrush, then here I come below the tap and the water starts flowing, and as soon as I bring the toothbrush close to my teeth, then the water stops flowing. So this also helps in water conservation. Okay, so as we can see in this circuit, I have used Arduino, and this is a PIR. The PIR is providing information to the Arduino, and the Arduino in turn is glowing the LED and rotating the servo motor depending on whether there is any object present in the vicinity of the PIR. So now let us go through my Word document. Okay, so these are the things that I have used. So these are the components that I've used. I've used Arduino Uno, I've used the PIR sensor, I've used LED, and I've used resistor. So the resistor is nothing but for the LED. It is not really necessary, but hence we are using LED and we need to regulate, hence we are using the resistor. This is a block diagram. The PIR sensor, it senses, and on the basis of that the information goes to Arduino Uno, and the Arduino Uno rotates the server, and hence the water, it starts flowing. Okay, so here is the write up for PIR sensor, and the photo is here. So this thing that you see is just for a range modification. The actual device is only this. This is the main thing. Okay, and now we'll see what a servo motor is. A servo motor is nothing but a normal motor, but it is more precise. Okay, and this is how it looks. I have also used it in real life. and Arduino Uno. This is an programmable circuit board, and this is exactly how it looks like. Now I have also explained what's on the board, which is available in my write-up. And ma'am, I have also made a 3D model and I have attached all the diagrams. I am also attaching a link. Shortly I would attach a link, and this is the code that I have used. So that's it for my presentation, ma'am. Thank you. Stay safe. Thank you for everything, ma'am.